the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. 28 fights, no defeats, 22 knockouts. For 2 years, he's ruled the heavyweight division. At 210 pounds, he's made his opponents aware of the real deal.
Size never made a difference. Size never made a man. Age never made a man. It's what that man have in his heart, his desire, and that determination is, you know, what make that man that character.
Though respectful of his elders, Holyfield never pulls a punch. So for the 4th time in his career, Evander Holyfield puts his undisputed heavyweight championship on the line Friday night, November 13th at the Mirage in Las Vegas against Riddick Bowe. You can see it live on pay-per-view beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Anything can happen. Friday the 13th, Holyfield and Bowe live on pay-per-view. You know, Evander Holyfield has been knocked over his career because of his size, maybe his lack of power. In 1988, he unified the Cruiserweight Championship. Then in March of 1989, it was on to the heavyweight division. Las Vegas, Nevada was the scene. Holyfield going against the bigger, and some said stronger, Michael Dokes, but Evander Holyfield was up for the task.
Well, he wasn't, you know, with Dokes. It was a legitimate tough fight. First time fighting someone with the hand speed that he had, and the quickness and the knowledge and the size. And so he did put me to a test, and it was just sure, grace of God that I was able to, catch him in the 10th round and get him out of there.
His next 3 opponents never had a chance to see a 10th round. Highly touted Edelson Rodriguez was victimized by the underrated Holyfield power. It was over in round 2. Alex Stewart was then eliminated in 8 rounds. The Holyfield title run then buzzed through Atlantic City. Seamus McDonough had no answer for Holyfield's left hand. So the stage was set for Evander Holyfield's shot at the World Heavyweight Championship. October 25th, 1990, the Mirage in Las Vegas. A determined Holyfield stalked to the ring in search of the heavyweight champion, Buster Douglas.
So here I am, in my career, faced with this ultimate challenge, something that, I had prayed to the Lord to have an opportunity to meet. It's my goal, and here I am, October 25th, 1990, getting ready to meet my goal.
Although 35 pounds lighter, it was the heavy hand of Holyfield that told the story. The lights were out in round number 3 as the spotlight shifted to the new heavyweight champion of the world. On the night that Evander Holyfield knocked off Buster Douglas for the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world, Riddick Bowe also performed on the card and performed well against Bert Cooper. Bowe has a dream of his own to be the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. He gets his chance Friday, November 13th from Las Vegas, Nevada, and you can see it live on pay-per-view beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Many people say Riddick Bowe is stronger. Many say he's more powerful. Let's take a closer look at Riddick Bowe. 25-year-old Riddick Bowe is lethal with either hand. At 6'5", 230 pounds, Bowe is 31-0 with 27 knockouts. The Brooklyn native has bad intentions whenever he enters the ring. Now he wants Evander Holyfield's crown.
He's not going to be as strong as peer coach. I mean, you can't take none away from him. He's fought Larry Holmes, George Foreman, Bert Cooper, and a lot of other heavyweights, and he's beaten them. The man is undefeated, And I think he has a lot to prove on the 13th. He wants to prove that he can get in there with the best of us, the heavyweights, the glamour division. He can beat a legitimate heavyweight, someone such as myself, but that won't happen. He wants to prove that, he's just a heavyweight, and, he's the best out there.
Whatever he does, I think that Evander Holyfield can do it better. I don't care whether if he wants a box, I think Evander can outbox him. He wants a punch, I think Evander will outpunch him, even though Bowe is a better puncher. But it's a combination of things, setting him up, turning him, being on balance, being in control of the fight. Those are the factors that Bowe is going to have to put up with. He's going to have to put up with a real pest.
Riddick Bowe gets his chance. Friday the 13th. From the Mirage in Las Vegas, Nevada, you can see it live on pay-per-view beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern. Well, for Riddick Bowe, he jumped into the heavyweight limelight in August of 1991. He was fighting in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Many people said Bowe might be the future heavyweight champion of the world. Some said his opponent that night, Bruce Seldon, had a fast track to the title. But it was Riddick Bowe who made light work of Seldon that night.
Under 2 minutes to go in round one, scheduled for 10. A right hand and a left from Bowe puts Seldon down. A right and a left. Here's the count.
He just winked. He's getting up.
Seldon looked up and winked his eye like, hey, I'm just faking, I'm kidding, and then jumped up. And the crowd loves it. Here's Bowe now.
It's the same thing that he did with Jose Revolta.
And he took a left. He's down from the left. Let's see if he'll kid around. Let's see if he'll clown around. Joe O'Neill trying to get Bowe in a neutral corner.
He's not winking this time.
He's not going to make it this time. It's all over. First round knockout.
What impresses me about him as a professional is his ability to learn. He's got a great teacher in Eddie Futch, and his awesome strength and power, which is really still underestimated. He can knock you out with either hand. I've seen him knock out decent guys with body shots, stop guys with body shots. His offensive arsenal is second to none.
Riddick Bowe making light work of Bruce Seldon, working his way to Friday, November 13th. Friday the 13th. You can see it live on pay-per-view, the undisputed heavyweight championship of the world. Evander Holyfield puts his title on the line against Riddick Bowe. But before Bowe would be given the opportunity to fight Holyfield, he had to clear one more hurdle. It was in Las Vegas, Nevada, July 18th. Pierre Kotzer from South Africa. There was a circus before the fight. A lot of things happening outside the ring, but Riddick Bowe took care of matters inside the ring in an impressive fashion. This one was a war, but as the fight wore on, Bowe had the upper hand. The grace of referee Mills Lane saved Kotzer from serious damage in round 7.
Well, I can recall hitting him with a right hand one time and stepped back and he was still standing. I said, Pierre, you crazy? You know, and he just gave me a nod or something, and the bell rang and went back to his car.
The one knock on Bowe has always been his heart and determination. But his trainer, Eddie Futch, says no more.
Bowe's performance in that fight should have dispelled a lot of the questions that have been asked about him. That when his going got tough, that he would chicken out. He got hit with some shots in there, I'm telling you. And he stayed in, and he gave as good as he was getting, and then pretty soon, instead of him beginning to fade, the other guy began to fade. And when the other guy began to fade, he came on stronger.
They work hand in hand. Futch has tasted victory with Joe Frazier and Ken Norton. He developed a fight plan for them to beat Muhammad Ali. Can he do the same for Bowe against Holyfield?
Evander Holyfield has a style that I think is very effective against most guys. There are certain things that you must do against Holyfield. There are certain things you mustn't do against him.
Well, I can tell you one thing. On the 13th of November, he's going to know a lot about Riddick Bowe. I predict that Evander Holyfield he should be laying on his back and counting the lights. And thanking his good Lord that he's still alive.
Hi, I'm Bob Papa. The undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, Evander Holyfield, puts his title on the line Friday, November 13th at the Mirage in Las Vegas, Nevada against Riddick Bowe. You can see it live on pay-per-view beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Everyone has an opinion. Everyone's been talking about this fight. Holyfield finally fighting a younger fighter, so people say. Riddick Bowe with a size advantage. There are so many subplots to this fight. It's basically even money. Everyone has an opinion on who they think will win. Anything can happen. Live on pay-per-view November 13th at 9 p.m. Let's go to the experts, the people who work in the field of boxing, and hear their predictions.
Friday 13th is going to be a very unlucky day for Evander Holyfield. I think this is a perfect matchup for Riddick Bowe?
I like Holyfield's heart, but I like Bowe's skill, jab, and right hand. I think it's a very tough fight, but I have to go with the champion, Holyfield.
I think it's going to be a tough fight. Well, you know, Evander's the type of fighter that makes all of his fights tough fights, but he comes through. He rises to the occasion. You know, I think this is going to be a tough one, and again, I think that he has a legitimate contender in Riddick Bowe, and it's going to be an exciting, and very enthusiastic matchup.
I see Bowe knocking out Holyfield somewhere in the middle rounds. I really don't think it's going to be a tough fight for him. I just think it's a perfect style matchup for him.
I'm going to go with Holyfield on experience. I think he's the busier fighter. He's been in more wars, and this fight could easily turn into a war.
And let me tell you, you know who's going to win this fight? The public. They're going to watch a great fight. It's going to be, I predict, a very, very good, great fight.
Outside of the ring, Evander Holyfield is quite calm. What does the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world do in his spare time? Throw strikes, of course. Maybe there's a career for Holyfield after boxing is done.
I like Holyfield in a good fight. I like him. I think he's going to stop Bowe. But the fight won't be easy, but I think he'll stop Bowe somewhere around 8-10 rounds.
If Evander gets careless with his warrior instincts, Riddick could knock him out in 2 or 3 rounds.
I predict that on November 13th, there will be a new era in boxing history. I shall become the new heavyweight champion of the world. Well, I should say the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world. Evander Holyfield, has to go. He will suffer his first professional defeat. And I will become the new heavyweight champion, and I predict that by round 7, the fight should be halted by way of KO.
Well, you know, I win the fight. And, you know, that's not a prediction, that's the truth.
So remember, Evander Holyfield, the undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, puts his title on the line against Riddick Bowe. Friday, November 13th from the Mirage in Las Vegas, Nevada, live on pay-per-view beginning at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Friday the 13th, Holyfield and Bowe. Anything can happen.